Welcome to the story of Coco Java, the rooster with the heart of an eagle. Coco Java was the cutest little chicken and the best Mother's Day present I've ever received, thanks to Gary. We didn't know when we brought Coco home if Coco was a boy or a girl. But then one day, Coco learned how to crow, and he became the guard rooster of the happily ever after flock. Coco kept a watchful eye over the entire flock. If any humans came into the yard he felt didn't belong, Coco would stalk them down and air kick them from behind. Coco may have been a rooster, but he had the heart and courage of an eagle. He weighed a mere 7 pounds, but wasn't afraid to stand up to a 280-pound human to protect his flock. That would be like a human standing up to a 20-story tall T-Rex. Coco was a true gentle-roo. All the ladies and even the other roosters looked up to Coco. He earned the respect of the entire flock, and just like in our lives, respect is a very important thing. Coco didn't earn respect by bullying others or demanding it. He earned it by living in a respectful way. When Coco found food, he did what a good gentle-roo should do. He called all the hens over and let them eat first. Just like with our family and friends, Coco knew the importance of sharing, even his favorite treats. He especially liked to give treats to Precious, his first love and his #1 hen. Coco and Precious did everything together and had many adventures. They even tried to figure out how to break into brand new bags of birdseed, one of their favorite treats. Coco not only looked after Precious, but he watched over all the hens. He was extra protective of them when they were dirt bathing. Here, Coco watches over Phoenix in her dirt bath. It's always important for family and friends to watch out for each other. Sometimes it's better to do chores with a family member or a good friend. Here, Coco dirt bathes with Rainbow. Chickens dirt bathe to keep their feathers clean and to keep mites and other things off of them. Starlin is fiercely independent and refuses to be owned by any rooster. But Coco respected her and watched guard over Starlin while she hunted for snails and any other time he felt she needed protection. He did the same for all the hens, even if they were another rooster's girls. Coco made sure our smallest and most vulnerable hens were always protected too, including Mitzi. Coco didn't care if a hen was at the top of the pecking order or at the bottom. He looked after everyone. Coco was the kind of friend we all liked to have. Coco got along with pretty much everyone, including Rocky, our alpha hen who rules the roost around happily ever after. Coco had his funny side too, like when the wind pushed up his tail feathers and he did his Marilyn Monroe imitation. Sometimes humiliating things happen in life, and we need to laugh at ourselves, even when it's nothing to balk at. Rainbow loved hanging out with Coco. Just like a good friend always will, Coco knew how to be there, without expectations. In fact, Coco was always there for the entire happily ever after flock, until he couldn't be. We noticed Coco was getting a little light in the tone. We hoped it was due to the heat and beginning his molt, but on May 4th, Coco became extremely pale and very weak. He came to me and leaned against my legs, asking for help. We took him to the best chicken vet in town as soon as we could. Coco was given antibiotics and had blood work done. His prognosis was not good. He was highly anemic, and the vet didn't know if he would make it through the night. We felt extremely helpless. What could we possibly do to help Coco heal? The best thing anyone can do when feeling helpless: ask for help. We put out a prayer request, and that day many people prayed, sent healing, positive energy, and well wishes. We fed Coco scrambled eggs to help with his anemia, watermelon to keep him hydrated. We made a bed for him in the house and continued to monitor and pray for Coco throughout the night. The next couple of days, Coco seemed to do better. He had slightly more color, he continued to eat, and he would have bouts of good awareness where he would perk up and try to walk. We took Coco outside in his crate where he could see and be seen by his flock mates. All the hens came to visit Coco when he was out. When we had to take him back inside, the hens would come to the door and cluck to see their Coco. True friends are there through thick and thin, when we're at our best and when we're at our worst. Because of Coco's dedication to his flock, his hens were true to him. They all took turns visiting Coco, seeing if he was okay, letting him know they were there for him. In this picture, Anna and Maria took turns talking to Coco, trying to cheer him up. Maria tried to convince Coco that taking a dirt bath would help him feel better by shaking all the dirt from her bath out onto him. Coco wasn't convinced, but at least Maria tried. Usually a good bath makes anyone feel better. Rainbow sensed something was extremely wrong. Anytime Coco was not outside, Rainbow kept vigil at the back door and was very vocal until we opened it up and she could see Coco. Those who care about us can sense when something is wrong. Spirit was also deeply concerned for Coco. Even though Spirit has become one of Sunny's hens, she didn't hesitate to spend time with her big brother Coco when he needed it the most. Love goes beyond boundaries. When Precious saw her true love was ill, she braved the barrier of the crate and went inside to preen Coco, as he was no longer able to do that for himself. True love guides our actions in both sickness and in health, for better or worse, and Precious was not going to sit there doing nothing when Coco needed her. Coco barely had the strength to stand, much less walk, but when he saw Precious eating watermelon in front of his crate, beckoning for him to come out, he did. It took every ounce of strength Coco had, but he made it to Precious. True love prevails. When Phoenix saw Coco had come out to eat watermelon with Precious, she immediately joined them and seemed almost relieved to see Coco eating and on his feet. But Coco was growing weaker, and it was time to take him in the house again. The next day, Coco struggled to maintain his strength, and his color and alertness would come and go. When we took him outside, Starlin immediately wanted to see him. She tried to talk to him. Despite being so independent, Starlin knew her guardian needed her, and she was determined to be there for him. In fact, Starlin took turns with Precious, going all the way inside the crate with Coco to preen him. When someone is sick, it's good to get help and have more than one person looking after them. Coco was happy to have both Starlin and Precious taking such good care of him. Thursday, May 7th, 2020. Coco's health took a turn for the worse. The vet told us blood work revealed either liver cancer and/or internal bleeding. I took Coco outside for one last visit. Precious came, and then Starlin. Starlin did something chickens rarely do. She looked Coco directly in the eyes, into his soul, and would not look away. Even after being pushed away by another bird, Starlin continued to look deep into Coco's soul. She knew. And she wanted him to know that she wasn't giving up on him and that she would always be there for Coco. Coco's pressure dropped, and I rushed him inside and called the vet for help. Coco made his soul graduation at 2:44 p.m. before we could take him in. It was peaceful. Some believe that numbers have meaning. In angel therapy, 2 means keeping the faith, and 44 means you are surrounded by hundreds of angels. Interestingly, when I went out later that afternoon, a cactus, which never gets more than 2 to 3 blooms on it, and wasn't anywhere near blooming in the morning, suddenly had a full halo of flowers. Even Maria, Spirit, and Precious noticed the halo for Coco Java. Love prevails even when life doesn't. We will always love Coco and have a special place for him in our hearts. We chose to give Coco a sunset ceremony and bury him in our memorial garden where he can still keep watch over our beloved flock. It hurts to lose those we love, but ceremony, sharing stories and pictures, and the blessing of their life can help us focus on the love that prevails and bring some joy along with the grief. Even though Precious and Starlin rarely spend time together as they both have very strong personalities, the morning after Coco's transition, they were spotted drinking together and being sisterly. Loss hurts, but it can help to surround yourself with those who care. Sometimes the least likely of friends are the ones who will step up and be by your side. Accept their help. We need to honor our love, grief, and other emotions the best we can. It has been an honor and privilege to be Mother Hen and Papa Roo to Coco Java, and our entire Happily Ever After flock. From Mother's Day weekend of 2018 to Mother's Day weekend of 2020, Coco blessed us, stressed us, and made life more enjoyable. He showed incredible courage, resiliency, care, and concern, and always took care of his flock. We are eternally grateful for our gentle Roo, Coco Java. Coco may have been a rooster, but he had the heart of an eagle. Coco Java, the Chocolate Orpington Rooster. Soar with the angels and eagles, dear Coco. You've earned your wings. And that is the story of Coco Java, the Chocolate Orpington Rooster.